My name's Ethan Carter. I'm 34, and I never thought I'd be spilling my guts like this, but here we are. Growing up in a small Ohio town, I was always the steady one in the family. You know the type, fixes the leaky sink, pays bills on time, doesn't stir up drama. That was me. My younger brother, Lucas, he's 31, and let's just say he's the opposite. Lucas could crash his bike into the neighbor's fence, and mom and dad would call it spirited. Me? I'd get a lecture for forgetting to mow the lawn. It's been that way since we were kids, but I shrugged it off, kept my head down, and built a life. Last spring, I got hit hard. My job at the warehouse, steady for 9 years, vanished when the company downsized. No warning, just a pink slip and a good luck. I had some savings, but rent in Columbus isn't cheap, and it was draining fast. So, I swallowed my pride and called my parents. I drove out to their place, a brick house on a quiet street, and sat at their dining table. I laid it out. Could I stay for a month, just to get back on my feet? I'd chip in for groceries, stay out of their way. Dad was sipping coffee, flipping through his tablet. He didn't even look up, just chuckled like I'd told a bad joke. Ethan, you're 34, no job, and you're begging to come home? This ain't a flop house. I blinked, waiting for the punchline, but he was dead serious. I turned to Mom, hoping she'd soften it. She was slicing apples for a pie, didn't miss a beat. We raised you to solve your own problems, Ethan. I pushed back, said it was temporary, I'd job hunt every day. Dad snorted. Lucas never needed a safety net. He's got grit. I bit my tongue, but couldn't help it. Lucas lived here till he was 29, and you paid his phone bill. Dad's face went red. He slammed his mug down, told me to stop whining and get out. Mom kept slicing, didn't even glance my way. I grabbed my jacket, stormed out, and sat in my truck, gripping the wheel. I could have let it go, written it off as my parents being their usual selves. But a week later, I stopped by to grab some old tools from their garage. I heard laughter upstairs. Lucas and his girlfriend, Sophie, were in my old bedroom, hanging posters, their stuff spread out like they owned the place. Dad walked by, said their apartment had a mold issue, so they were staying a bit. I stared. So it's a flop house for Lucas? Mom appeared with a laundry basket, said, they're starting a life together. It's different. I laughed, bitter, and said, got it. Thanks for the lesson. I left, tires screeching. That night, Mom texted me a photo of Lucas and Sophie grilling in the backyard, captioned, family time. Dad sent a message about how family supports family, but only if you're worthy. I didn't reply. I crashed on my buddy Jake's couch, job applications open on my laptop, but all I could think was, they chose Lucas. Again. Always. I'm done playing their game. I'm Ethan Carter, still crashing on my buddy Jake's couch, trying to piece my life back together after my parents shut the door in my face. It's been a couple weeks since I saw Lucas and Sophie turning my old bedroom into their love nest. I'm not gonna lie, it stung, but I was too busy sending out resumes to dwell. Jake's place is a small apartment, cluttered with gym gear and empty pizza boxes, but he's been solid. He doesn't pry, just hands me a beer and says, you'll figure it out, man. That's enough for now. What's been eating at me is how my family started acting like nothing happened. Mom sent a text a few days after I left, asking if I could swing by to fix their glitchy cable box. No apology, no mention of kicking me out, just, Ethan, the TV's acting up. I stared at the message, half tempted to drive over out of habit, but I deleted it. Then Lucas messaged, all casual, asking if I remembered the password for their home security system. I didn't respond. A day later, Mom sent another text, just a winking emoji, like that was supposed to make me forget. I left it on read. The thing is, I've always been the fix-it guy for them. Router's down? Call Ethan. Light bulb's out. Ethan's got it. I even set up their online banking years ago because Dad kept losing checks. They never thanked me, just expected it. Jake pointed it out one night while we were watching a game. They only hit you up when they need something, man. You see that, right? I nodded, but hearing it out loud flipped a switch. I wasn't just their son. I was their handyman, their tech support, their backup plan. Except when I needed them. I decided to test the waters, see how they'd handle me not jumping to help. Mom texted again, asking if I could reset their Wi-Fi. I ignored it. Lucas sent a voice memo, whining about how Sophie couldn't stream her shows because the internet was spotty. I deleted it. Dad emailed, saying the garage door opener was jammed, and it's your mess. Ethan, you installed it. I didn't reply. Then the family group chat lit up. It's this thing where Mom shares recipes and Dad posts car ads. Lucas was in there, asking if I could stop being a jerk and help with the Wi-Fi. I typed, ask Sophie, she's living there now, and left the chat. Jake cracked up when I told him. Let him stew, man. And I did. It felt weird at first, like I was breaking some unspoken rule, but it also felt right. My parents didn't notice how much I did until I stopped. A week later, my cousin Mia called, saying Mom was complaining to the family that I was ghosting them. I told her the whole story, me getting laid off, asking for a month's help, them laughing me out, then rolling out the red carpet for Lucas. Mia went quiet, then said, that's messed up, Ethan. I shrugged, even though she couldn't see it. Yeah, well, that's them. Meanwhile, I was scraping by. Job interviews weren't panning out. but I had enough for gas and cheap eats. I'd sit on Jake's couch, laptop open, applying to anything, warehouses, retail, even a janitor gig. Every rejection stung, but not as bad as my parents' words. I kept seeing that photo Mom sent, Lucas and Sophie grinning in the backyard, like I didn't exist. I saved it, not sure why. Maybe to remind myself why I wasn't going back. Then Lucas showed up at Jake's. I was eating cereal, scrolling job boards, when he knocked. I opened the door, and there he was, acting all buddy-buddy. Yo, Ethan, been a while. He said he and Sophie were just borrowing my old room, that it wasn't their idea. I cut him off. You know how they are, Lucas. Don't play dumb. He fidgeted, then asked if I'd help with the security system. I shut the door in his face. Jake high-fived me. That's my boy. I'm Ethan Carter, still bunking on Jake's couch, trying to claw my way back after my parents made it clear I'm not their problem. It's been about a month since I shut the door on Lucas, and I'm starting to feel the weight of everything. Job hunting's a grind, endless applications, a few interviews, but nothing sticks. I'm living off ramen and Jake's leftovers, but I'd rather starve than crawl back to Mom and Dad. What's been wild is how my family is acting like I'm the bad guy for not playing along anymore. They kept texting, like I was still their on-call repairman. Mom sent a message about their dishwasher leaking, no mention of the fight, just, Ethan, can you look at it? I didn't answer. Lucas tried again, asking for the login to their cloud storage because Sophie needed some files. I ignored him. Dad called, left a voicemail about the sprinkler system acting up, saying, you set it up, you fix it. I deleted it. It's like they thought I'd forget they kicked me out and come running. No, I'm done. Jake's been my rock. One night, we were splitting a pizza, and he said, they're used to you bailing them out, man. You're breaking their system. He's right. I've been the guy who resets passwords, unclogs drains, pays their cable bill when Dad forgets. They never learned how to do it themselves because I was always there. So, I kept ignoring them. Mom sent a photo of her and Lucas at a diner, captioned family sticks together. I saved it next to the backyard one, a little collection of their nerve. Then things got spicier. The family group chat, mostly Mom's coupon links and Dad's fishing photos, blew up. Lucas posted, Ethan, the thermostat's busted. Sophie's freezing. Help us out. I replied, call a pro. I'm busy, and muted the chat. A few days later, my Aunt Linda called, saying Mom was telling everyone I'd abandoned the family. I laid it out. I lost my job, asked for a month's help, got laughed at, while Lucas and Sophie got my room rent-free. Linda sighed, said, your parents are stressed, Ethan. I shot back. So was I. She didn't have much to say after that. What's funny is how helpless they're getting. Lucas texted about the Wi-Fi crashing again, said Sophie was losing it, without her shows. I didn't respond. Mom emailed, whining about the electric bill being late because she couldn't log into the online portal. I left it unread. Jake said, they're feeling it now, man. Keep it up. It felt good, like I was finally standing my ground, but it also felt heavy. I've spent years being the reliable one, and now I'm the ghost. The real kicker came when Sophie showed up at Jake's. I was sorting laundry when she knocked, all huffy, saying, Ethan, the house is a mess. The internet's down. We need you. I leaned on the doorframe, said, not my house, not my problem. She got red, started ranting about how I was punishing Lucas. I cut her off. You're living in my room for free. Figure it out. She stormed off, muttering. Jake overheard, grinned, said, that's cold, but they earned it. I'm still jobless, but I got a second interview at a hardware store. It's not much, but it's something. Every night, I sit on Jake's couch, laptop glowing, wondering if I'm pushing this too far. But then I remember Dad's laugh, Mom's shrug, and Lucas in my room like it was nothing. I'm not going back. My cousin Mia texted, said the family's buzzing about me cutting them off. I told her, they cut me off first. She didn't argue. Something's brewing, and I'm ready for whatever's next. I'm Ethan Carter, still holding out on Jake's couch, dodging my family's drama like it's a full-time job. It's been 6 weeks since I told Sophie to fix her own problems, and the silence I've kept is starting to hit them hard. I'm still hunting for work, got a call back from that hardware store, but nothing's locked in. Money's tight, but I'm getting by, mostly because Jake doesn't charge me rent, and I've mastered the art of cheap tacos. What's wild is how my parents and Lucas are acting like I've burned their house down just by not answering their calls. The texts kept coming, each one more desperate. Mom sent one about their fridge making a weird noise, like I'm supposed to drive over with a wrench. I didn't reply. Lucas messaged, begging for the login to their streaming service because Sophie's going nuts without her shows. I ignored it. Dad left a voicemail, grumbling about the lawnmower I fixed last year, saying it's my fault it's busted again. I deleted it. It's like they can't fathom a world where I don't drop everything to save them. Jake says it's because I've been their crutch for years, setting up their smart TV, paying their water bill when Dad spaced out, even showing Mom how to use her phone's calendar. They never learned, and now they're floundering. The family group chat was a circus. Mom posted a sob story about the internet being down, tagging me like I'd swoop in. Lucas chimed in, Ethan, come on, we're family. I typed, you've got my room, you've got this, and left the chat again. Then my Uncle Greg called, saying Dad was telling everyone I'd turned my back on them. I gave him the rundown, lost my job, asked for a month's help, got laughed out, while Lucas and Sophie got a free ride. Greg mumbled something about family duty and hung up. I could tell he didn't buy their story, but he wasn't taking my side either. What's getting to me is how they're falling apart without me. Lucas texted about their smart lock jamming, said they couldn't even get in the house one night. Mom emailed, panicking because she couldn't access their online banking. I set that up years ago, and they never bothered to save the passwords. Jake laughed when I showed him. They're like kids without you, man. It's true. They hired some guy off Craigslist to fix the Wi-Fi, and he broke it worse. Sophie posted a story from my old room, whining about technical difficulties, and Mom commented, "Wish Ethan would help." I screenshotted it, sent it to Mom with no words. She didn't respond. Then Mom showed up at Jake's. I was eating cereal, scrolling job boards, when she banged on the door. I opened it, and she launched into this speech about how I'm hurting the family. I said, "You hurt me first when you said I was pathetic." She teared up, but I wasn't buying it. Jake walked out, told her to leave. She glared, said, "You're not my son right now," and left. Jake shook his head. They're desperate, man. I'm not backing down. I blocked Mom's number, then Lucas's when he started spamming me about the thermostat. My cousin Mia texted, saying the family's gossiping about me being heartless. I told her, they chose Lucas over me. I'm just choosing myself now. She said, fair, but it's getting messy. She's not wrong. I heard Lucas and Sophie are fighting because the house is a wreck, leaky pipes, no internet, bills piling up. Dad's too stubborn to admit they need me, but Mom's starting to crack. I'm waiting for the next move. Something's gotta give. I'm Ethan Carter, still on Jake's couch, but things are shifting. It's been 2 months since Mom showed up at Jake's, crying crocodile tears, and I'm starting to see cracks in my family's whole setup. I landed a job at the hardware store part-time, but it's cash in my pocket. I'm saving for my own place, eating better than ramen, and feeling like I might actually pull through. Meanwhile, my parents and Lucas are spiraling, and I'm not lifting a finger to stop it. Their messages are relentless. Mom texted about a power outage, begging me to check the breaker box. I didn't answer. Lucas sent a frantic voice memo, saying their air conditioner died and Sophie's threatening to leave. I deleted it. Dad emailed, blaming me for their cable getting cut off because I didn't remind him to pay it. I laughed and hit delete. They're drowning without me, and it's because I was the one keeping their lives together, balancing their checkbook, fixing their appliances, even scheduling Dad's car maintenance. Now, they're stuck. The family group chat turned into a soap opera. Mom posted, "Ethan, please, the stove's broken. We can't cook." Lucas added, "You're killing us, man." I replied, "You've got my room, fix it yourself," and blocked the chat. My Aunt Linda called again, saying Mom was telling relatives I'm cruel for abandoning them. I told her the truth. I asked for 1 month's help after losing my job, got laughed at, while Lucas and Sophie got my room for free. Linda said, "They're struggling, Ethan." I said, "Good." They made their bed. She hung up, and I felt nothing. What's wild is how sloppy things are getting at their house. My cousin Mia texted, saying Lucas tried fixing the air conditioner and flooded the basement. Mom hired a handyman who broke their front gate. Sophie's posting cryptic stories from my old room, hinting she's done with Lucas. Mom commented, "Family helps family, Ethan." I sent her a blank text and blocked her again. Jake saw it, said, "They're imploding, man. You're free." Then Lucas showed up at Jake's, pounding on the door at night. I was watching TV, but Jake answered, told him to beat it. Lucas yelled, "Ethan, we're screwed. You gotta help." I walked to the door, said, "You're in my room. Figure it out." He tried to shove past Jake, who pushed him back and slammed the door. I went back to my show, heart pounding but steady. Jake high-fived me. "You're a savage, Ethan. The job's keeping me sane. I'm learning the ropes, stacking shelves, helping customers. It's not glamorous, but it's mine. I'm saving every paycheck, eyeing a cheap apartment downtown. My family's chaos feels like background noise now." Mia texted, saying Mom's telling everyone I stole their peace. I told her, they stole mine first. She said, "You're right, but they'll never admit it. I'm not waiting for apologies. Something big's coming. I can feel it. I'm Ethan Carter, and I'm finally seeing the light at the end of this mess. I've been at the hardware store for a month, picking up extra shifts, and I signed a lease on a tiny apartment, nothing fancy, just a 1-bedroom with creaky floors, but it's mine. I'm moving in next week, and Jake's helping with the heavy stuff. My family, though? They're a train wreck, and they're trying to drag me back into their chaos. I'm not budging. Their desperation's hit a new level. Mom left voicemails, sobbing about a plumbing leak ruining their carpet. I didn't call back. Lucas texted from a new number, saying their car won't start and Dad's losing it. I blocked him. Dad sent a long email, preaching about family loyalty and how I'm shaming them by staying away. I forwarded it to Lucas with "handle it" and deleted it. They're realizing I'm not their fix-it guy anymore, and it's driving them nuts. I used to manage their insurance, their taxes, even their grocery deliveries when Mom forgot. Now, they're learning the hard way. The family group chat was a dumpster fire. Mom tagged me, "Ethan, the water heater's out. Please help." Sophie posted, "This house is a nightmare. Do something." I didn't respond, just left the chat for good. My Uncle Greg called, saying Dad's telling everyone I'm destroying the family. I laid it out again. I needed help. They laughed, Lucas got my room. Greg said, they're in over their heads, Ethan. I said, not my circus, not my monkeys. He didn't argue. Then Dad showed up at the hardware store. I was stocking paint cans when he marched in, face red, yelling, you think you can just walk away? Customers stared. I kept stacking, said, you told me to handle my problems. I am. He ranted about the house falling apart, how Lucas can't cope, how Mom's a wreck. I cut him off. You chose Lucas. Live with it. He grabbed my arm. My boss stepped in, told him to leave. Dad stormed out, cursing. I went back to work, hands shaking but head clear. Jake helped me pack for the move, said, you're untouchable now, man. He's right. I'm building something for myself, and they can't touch it. Mia texted, saying Sophie's moving out because the house is unlivable. Mom's begging relatives for help, but no one's biting. Dad's still acting like he's above it all, but cracks are showing. I blocked their numbers, all of them. I'm done with their guilt trips. My apartment's waiting, and I'm ready to start fresh. But I know they're not done with me yet. I'm Ethan Carter, settled into my new apartment, and it feels like I'm breathing for the first time in months. It's small, with a leaky faucet I fixed myself, but it's home. I'm working full-time at the hardware store now, even got a raise. Jake comes over sometimes, and we grill burgers on a cheap patio set I scored. Life's simple, and I'm good with that. My family, though, they're still trying to pull me back, but I'm holding the line, and it's about to get real. Their messages are a broken record. Mom left voicemails about their furnace dying, saying they're freezing. I deleted them. Lucas called from a friend's phone, whining about their internet being cut off and Sophie leaving him. I hung up. Dad texted, demanding I fix their online banking because they missed a mortgage payment. I blocked him. They're falling apart because I'm not there to glue them back together. I used to handle their bills, their repairs, their entire lives. Now, they're stuck, and I'm not sorry. The family gossips in overdrive. My cousin Mia texted, saying Mom's telling everyone I've ruined their lives. I told her, they ruined mine first when they kicked me out. She said, they're desperate, Ethan. The house is a mess. I shrugged it off. Then Sophie showed up at my apartment, banging on the door. I opened it a crack, and she was livid, saying, you're destroying Lucas's life. I said, he's got my room. He's got my parents. He'll survive. She tried to push in. I held the door firm, told her to leave. She screamed, you're heartless, and left. I locked the door, sat on my couch, and felt calm. The big blow came at a family barbecue I didn't attend. Mom invited me, saying, we need you to set up the sound system. I texted, not my job, and stayed home. Mia said it was a disaster, no music, no lights, and Lucas got into a fight with Dad. Mom called after, crying, saying, we're your family. Ethan, you can't do this. I said, you did this when you chose Lucas. She hung up. Jake saw me after, said, you're rewriting the rules, man. Proud of you. I'm done with their chaos. I blocked every number, even Mia's, because she started pushing me to fix things. I heard their house is a wreck, leaky roof, no heat, bills unpaid. Lucas is crashing with friends, Sophie's gone. Mom's begging relatives for money, but Dad's too proud to ask. They're learning what happens when you treat someone like they don't matter. I'm sleeping better than ever, no guilt, no regrets. One last storm's coming, and I'm ready to end this for good. I'm Ethan Carter, living my own life now, and I've never felt freer. My apartment's home, with a second-hand couch and a TV I got on sale. The hardware store promoted me to assistant manager, and I'm saving for a truck. Jake's still my guy. We catch games at a bar or grill at my place. My family's a distant echo, and I've made peace with it. They pushed me out, and I built something better. This is how it ends, not with a bang, but with me walking away for good. Their last-ditch efforts were pathetic. Mom showed up at my apartment, holding a box of my old stuff, books, a lamp, like it was a peace offering. She said, we're sorry, Ethan, come back. I took the box, said, you made your choice. I've made mine. She cried, tried to hug me. I stepped back, closed the door. Lucas called, begging for help with their taxes because they're facing penalties. I said, hire someone, and hung up. Dad left a voicemail, admitting the house is a mess and saying, we need you, son. I deleted it. They're not my problem anymore. The family's imploded. Mia texted, saying their house is up for foreclosure because they couldn't pay the mortgage. Lucas is couch surfing. Sophie's long gone. Mom's staying with her sister, and Dad's pretending it's fine, but he's selling his car to cover debts. They tried a family meeting to fix things, but I didn't show. Mia said they blamed me, but even she's done with their nonsense. I told her, I'm out for good. She said, I get it. I've cut all ties. Blocked their numbers, unfollowed them online, even told Jake to ignore them if they show up. I don't check the family chat, don't care about their sob stories. I spent years holding them up, and they laughed when I needed help. Now, I'm building my own life. I started dating a coworker, Sarah. She's kind, no drama. We grab coffee, watch movies. It's simple, and it's enough. Last week, I drove by their house. It's a mess, overgrown lawn, for sale sign, windows dark. I didn't stop, didn't feel sad. I turned up the radio and kept driving. Jake asked if I regret anything. I said, not a damn thing. I'm not the guy who fixes their messes anymore. I'm Ethan Carter, and I'm free. They can figure out their own way, or not. I'm done looking back.